Hello and welcome to Ford Live. You join us today at the Geneva International Motor Show. My name is Sam from Seen Through Glass and I'm with four of Ford's incredible racing drivers. From WEC, Andy Priaulx, we've got Olivier Pla, we have Stefan Mücke, and from the IMSA we have Dirk Müller. Thank you for being here today, guys. Love to see you. Now there's a few things that I want to talk about today, but first off, I'm incredibly jealous of all of you because not only are you racing drivers, which means you are theoretically insanely cool, but also you're going to be driving for Ford this year, a team and a company steeped in racing heritage. And I'm personally obsessed with heritage within racing. I think it's very cool to drive for iconic teams and with iconic cars. And this year, as I say, you're going to be driving the GT. And I wanted to understand from each of you what it meant emotionally to be driving with this team. And obviously in the build up to Le Mans, what it will be like to drive the GT 50 years after that iconic 1-2-3 victory. So if we don't mind, Andy, we'll kick off with you and hear your emotions.
Good to see you. No, absolutely. I mean, obviously driving for Ford at Le Mans is going to be a massive honour. I mean, 50 years ago, they took, not only did they win it, but they had first, second and third position. So there's no pressure on us at all. But we've got a fantastic car, an amazing platform to start with. We're all new, to this project, but the passion behind it was just massive, is massive. And to win Le Mans is very, very tough. But I think the desire is so strong that we have the best opportunity to do it. So very, very excited. And as you say, every time you drive at Le Mans, you make history anyway. But to do it with Ford this year will be fantastic.
I wish you luck. Olivier, how about you?
Yeah, I think Andy said pretty much everything. But no, for me as a driver, is a great opportunity to be able to race in Le Mans with Ford and such a history that they had in Le Mans with the GT40, and now they are coming back with the Ford GT. So we know that the competition will be very, very tough and we're really tight competition. But I think we will be ready for that and looking forward to start.
That's very exciting. Stefan, do you have any additional thoughts or emotions?
Yeah, I mean, look at that car. It's just awesome, and being part of that makes us all so proud. And I think the first laps around Le Mans will be very unique, having that background, 50 years ago, and it's such a unique thing. The car's awesome to drive. I did my first lap beginning of January, and I can't wait to go back into it. The season starts very early in April, and I mean, Le Mans, it's in June, but it's not a long time ago ahead, and so we can't wait to get it started, to get our season started, go racing, and we want to win, no question.
Dirk, obviously you're doing IMSA, but you'll join up and take part in Le Mans as well. Your thoughts and feelings ahead of the season and then Le Mans?
Well, I mean, we started our season already in the 24-hour race of Daytona, that's right. So we started the whole program a little earlier. We got introduced last year in November in Homestead, where I had the pleasure to meet Edsel Ford and his son Henry III. And if he tells you the story, when he went to Le Mans back in '66 with his father Henry II, you know what? It's something, you get your goosebumps, and he's so passionate about, and at the same time, he really wanted us to go there, and it's unbelievable. It's really great. I can't really looking forward, and can't wait to get to Le Mans. Everybody's talking about it. Fortunate enough, we have enough races in advance to get ready because there's a lot of pressure up here. But I tell you what, once all of us we have our helmets on, we are all only having one aim. We want to win it, and we want to make Ford all over the world really proud.
I didn't mean to add additional pressure by bringing it up again. I'm sure you'll be asked a few more times before the race. But you three are off to do the first test, I think straight after Geneva. So what are you going to be looking for jumping in that car ahead of the season? Is there anything in particular?
Well, for me, this will be pretty much my first few laps in the car. I drove it very briefly at Daytona, but talking with these guys, they already said to me, look, first impressions, they were all blown away with it. So, and honestly, I did a few laps in Daytona. I thought, yeah, this is a proper little racing car. It's beautiful. Motorland is our first official test, really, this year for us as the UK Chip Ganassi team, Ford Chip Ganassi team. The team have done a great job to get the cars ready. It's no mean feat assembling a team, building cars, bringing all the people in. to bring together a top team for this program. WEC is a world championship as well. We mustn't forget that. We've got Le Mans, it's a big race, but we also have a world championship to fight for as well. So our first test this week will be about assembling, getting the car together, rolling it out, getting used to it, start working together with our teams and drivers, and start the working rhythm, because that's what it takes, to win a big race like Le Mans. You've got to, all the details have got to be sorted. So we've got a lot to do, but experienced drivers here and a fantastic team, and we should bring that together fairly soon.
Stefan, you've driven the car before, so going to the first test, I guess you're a little bit more familiar. Is there something that you are then in a position to work on, certain areas you want to look at or work on in particular with the car?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the first impression in Daytona, that was very important, but now you want to continue. You want to develop the car, get a setup better, understand the car better, and that's what we want to do. The team, I have to say, did a great effort in the past days and weeks building the cars, the WEC cars, and they finished them this week. So they had a lot of long nights behind that, and it's great to see the cars end of this week in Motorland for the first time out. So I'm really looking forward to it, to understand the car better, to learn more about it, to improve it. Even is already quite good, and so yeah, it's good to get the season started now. And as I said, I mean, Silverstone is in April, so the first race we almost can reach, and so yeah, we have a great season ahead, a world championship, and we want to fight for that.
And Olivier, is this when the competition element starts to come in? Because obviously you're still a team and it's the testing and preparing the team for the championship, but there must still be competition, as always, between drivers. So do you start to look at that and try and gain advantages? Or?
No, I think, first of all, we are racing for Ford, so we don't have to forget that. I think we have a clear objective, it's to win races and to do our best to win Le Mans. We know that, as I said, it will be the level and GT class is very, very high, and competition is very tight, so we have to make sure that we put everything together to be able to win the race. Yeah, I think that's the most important. After, for sure, we all want to win, we all want to be fast, but yeah, this is part of the game. But first of all, we're racing for Ford.
And you have your next race coming up in a few weeks, I think. So
first of all, I have to say, boys, I'm a little disappointed here. You don't take me to the test here. I'm a little jealous. No, I'm just coming back from Sebring. Basically, we had 2 days test last week. Thursday and Friday in Sebring for the IMSA was an official test, and so the next race is going to be 12-hour race, and on a track like Sebring, which is really tough. It's kind of I would say on normal racetracks it's probably like a 24-hour race in terms of value to the car. But yeah, the championship is running, and yeah, it's for the whole program. We are one team. It's one team WEC, one team is with 2 cars in IMSA. So we are collecting all data, and it's all we're sharing all the same car. We're sharing all the same data, and it's good. Every lap is good for us, and every lap brings us closer to the big goal. And yeah, in 2 weeks' time, we are already racing.
And as you said, this is a championship. As you always said, this is a long championship, and we can stop talking about Le Mans for 2 seconds. What are the other big races this year? Because you race on iconic tracks in WEC and obviously in IMSA as well. So are there other circuits that you're particularly looking forward to taking the GT out on?
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to my home race, Silverstone. Being a member of the British Racing Drivers Club, that's always a very nice race for me. Obviously, our first race for the Ford WEC and Ford GT. So, we're going to be all very nervous and apprehensive. We're on the Grand Prix circuit, which is a phenomenal racetrack, with the Beckett's complex, which is great to drive in a race car, but you can imagine with this one, it's going to be awesome. And of course, then we go on to Spa, and again, that's the race just before Le Mans, so that's going to be an important race for us, but a phenomenal racetrack again. I'm really looking forward to those races. Austin later in the year. We've got a lovely championship, actually, 9 events with some really big races. So, of course, I also drove Daytona a few weeks ago, and that was my first chance to drive the new Ford EcoBoost engine and start working with the Ford guys there. So that was great. But lots to look forward to. Just champing at the bit now. That'll be a phenomenal place there, and Blanchimont. It will look great. Yeah.
It'll look great. And Olivier, about you? Any specific tracks that you look forward to?
Well, my home race in the WEC, it's Le Mans. So
pretty good one to have as your home race.
Yeah, for sure. Le Mans is such a unique event, and you could feel that year after year it's taking even more people and more interest from the media. It's become huge now. Whatever is the WEC championship or Le Mans. So I think we are at the right place at the right time. So that's good.
Yeah, I mean, of course, home track is something special. Nürburgring was first time since many years that the World Championship WEC was coming back to that, and was phenomenal from a spectator side. So I'm really looking forward to that one. But also, for example, Mexico, which is a new track for us in the championship, is something unknown, and that makes it so interesting. So it's a great championship all over the world with pretty unique tracks, yeah, and let's get it started.
Dirk, I don't want to rub that in your face at all. Obviously you still have some great circuits that you take part for the IMSA championships. Are there any tracks that you wish you were over doing in the European side, or?
Well, to be honest, I think the American racetracks, they're all awesome. I mean, they're really still old-fashioned, like, Sebring is on the airfield, which is, I can't really remember, 30 years, the same track, whatever. We have Road America, name it, we have Coder, I think we are sharing the same weekend. It's going to be fun. It's IMSA NWC at the same weekend. VIR, Daytona, Road America, Watkins Glen, we have fantastic racetracks. But to have it all combined, I think the biggest one is definitely Le Mans. So my favorite racetrack is going to be Le Mans this year, that's for sure.
Fair enough. Now, me personally, I love racing and I love race cars, but I'm also obsessed with road cars and supercars. And obviously, Ford Performance, we have the road car, the Ford GT, the white one behind us looks mega. I wanted to know from you guys which of the Ford Performance lineup you've driven. Dirk, you have an RS coming, right? You've ordered an
RS coming, black.
Looking forward to that. You're excited?
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I can only imagine. And you guys, you have cars from the Ford Performance line? Or?
We're like a kid in a sweet shop at the moment. We're trying all the toys, but we're very fortunate. We all have a Mustang, so that is super cool. And I tell you, for my kids, I am up there. I'm now God. It's
really cool. Because being a racing driver wasn't enough.
Well, they're used to that. Turning up with a Mustang was, my lad. Actually, the first time we went in the car, I drove up to the Autosport show and got back home, and he actually washed the car, which I've never seen him. He won't tidy his room, but he washed the car. So yeah, we've got some nice toys to play with this year, and of course the Focus is going to come out. I hope we can get one of those. I don't know how he's managed to windle that, but we'll be having a word with the Ford guys now.
No, it is very, very exciting. I think the Fiesta ST200 as well that we saw last night looks like a great car. You guys, a few more Mustangs, I guess, on the road in Europe already that I've noticed. So, but it must still be really cool to drive around in those big, iconic cars.
The fun starts when you press the start button, yeah. So hearing that noise and that unique thing, and it's a proper muscle car. And I was really enjoying my first kilometers on the highway. Obviously, German highway, you can try things out. So it's really great in that car, and just the overall performance is amazing.
Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. It's been great to hear about all your emotions ahead of the season in Le Mans. I wish you luck. I hope there's not too much pressure. Any outcome, I think, will be a good outcome, because it'll just be great to see the cars out there. So the first race in 5 weeks or so for WEC, and then obviously another couple of weeks till IMSA. But yeah, best of luck. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks.